crisis of drought should have come as no surprise to policymakers. The shortfall of last year's monsoon signaled the possibility of drought since the end of last year's rainy season. So what steps had the centre taken to anticipate this crisis? Why did it take the Supreme Court to just recently lay down extensive guidelines on combating drought? Well, NDTV tried to find out. We filed a series of RTI applications in key central ministries which are meant to fight drought. The response, however, was all about...
What steps has the government taken to combat drought? To find out, we based our RTI queries on its own ministers' responses as well as existing guidelines on combating drought. The first set of RTI queries sent to the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation, whose minister had told Parliament in March this year that his department had visited drought-affected states to assess drinking water scarcity. We asked them what those meetings yielded and what were the steps taken. The response? The ministry transferred our queries to the Agriculture Ministry, which has not replied so far.
Our next set of RTIs were sent to the Water Resources Ministry. The minister herself had told us that over the past several months they had been working with states to come up with a drought mitigation plan. Therefore, we went and asked for details of these meetings with various states over the past 1 year.
The ministry forwarded the queries to the Central Water Commission. The CWC in turn said they did not have the answers. We also filed RTIs with the Home Ministry, which oversees the National Disaster Management Authority. Now, the NDMA's charter says that is to build a disaster-resilient India by a proactive, technology-driven approach that fosters a culture of preparedness and mitigation. We asked for details of this tech-driven approach and also for the NDMA's own internal meetings on combating drought, as well as meetings that it had with state government. The response? The NDMA transferred it to 3 of its departments, each of whom replied saying the queries did not pertain to their divisions. The Supreme Court has framed guidelines now for the centre and states to act on drought, but activists say even those aren't being followed.
Forget the routine work that government should do in a moment like this, which they have failed in. If you look at the orders of the Supreme Court, not a single one of these orders have been complied with by the Government of India or the state governments.
With Aishwarya Iyer, Srinivasan Jain in New Delhi for NDTV.